with my last question for you.
Okay.
All right. What do you think I'm hesitant to talk to you about? What do you think that I am hesitant to talk to you about?
I don't want to direct it towards myself, but I do feel like sometimes you are hesitant to ask me about my past or what happened in my past. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we don't talk about it, and I don't know if you feel like we don't talk about it because you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to hear about my past with a particular person, or it's because you just don't really like know how to approach it. We've had conversations, you know what I mean? And like, obviously we had that going conversation when I brought it to you, you know, couple of months ago, whatever. But I don't know, like, I feel like I still have some healing to do with that situation. I didn't know I don't know if I knew I still had healing to do, but I really feel like, you know, sometimes I probably still do, you know, that I haven't really just tackled on because I carried a lot of it by myself, you know, so I feel like, I don't know, are you ever hesitant to ask me about that situation, or?
I think it's kind of a split answer. So number one, honestly, in general, I think because I don't talk about my past,
and that's probably what you thought the answer was going to be. My answer was going to be, right?
Yeah. Well, I think because I don't talk about my past, I don't feel like there's ever like space or opportunity for us to really talk about our past, because I think in relationships, I think most people struggle with talking about their past because they don't want the person they're with to feel like that whoever their past has some type of hold or anything on them. But given my experience, I know that my past has shaped me into the person I am now. So I don't ever discredit my past. But it can be uncomfortable talking about it. It can be uncomfortable saying that, okay, maybe I do feel still a little bit of resentment or hurt towards, you know, someone in the past, because I don't ever want it to make you feel a certain way. And I think if I'm going to be honest as possible, I'm still a human being. So I do feel like if I were to get into much of a conversation, I don't know if that will bring up an insecurity in me about your past. However, me knowing the type of past that you have, I don't think I would really have a lot of insecurity. I still think I'm a woman at the end of the day. So you talking about just your one ex, and I think, you know, it would only be my one ex that would have a significant role of who we are today. I just genuinely feel like, number one, I don't want to hear about it at times. And then number two, I really don't know how to approach it. So, just to kind of let y'all into something, Dorrie and I had a real heart-to-heart that was recorded like months ago. And it was so real and so raw that, number one, I have yet to watch it back. Number two, which means if I haven't watched it back, which means I have not edited it. Number three, I just don't. It literally broke my heart to see you like that. Like, it broke my heart. And when I was sitting there next to you, I could not show that or really couldn't articulate that. But the reason why I've held off on not doing anything or bringing that back up, or it just broke my heart to see you like that. And it somewhat angered me. Just because I know the person you are. So in any realm for anyone to do you a disservice or not like put you on the pedestal that I believe that you should be on, it made me sad and angry. So I will say I am hesitant to talk about your past, but it's not because I don't want to know about it. It's just a little bit of insecurity. And then obviously it's like I don't talk about my past. So I just feel like I think we know enough. Like, we've had enough conversation for you to know my past, but we don't know the intricate in and out of why we do certain things, or why we act certain ways, or why you may become defensive when it's something simple, or why I may, you know, hold on to you a little bit tighter, or whatever it may be. it's all a part of our past, but at the end of the day, it's touchy.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, sometimes I just want to focus on our future and where we're headed and not look back.
Yeah. But I still feel like, our past has obviously plays a role in who we are today.
Absolutely.
So, there's certain things that you say, like, you might still be healing from and I might still be healing from. So it's like, if that's the case, how do we tackle it without tackling it together?
Yeah. I mean, I understand that, but again, I think we have to, at some point, like, without the cameras, without everything else, just have those heart-to-hearts. And, I'm a huge advocate of not always having the camera on us and having real conversations and having real moments where we can cry or where we can say how we feel.
Because sometimes, and I always say when I shot that video, like you said, it was raw, it was real and stuff, but sometimes when I'm telling my story, I get all over the place.
Yeah.
And and I'm like, okay, I'm just doing too much talking. Or I'm just rambling on because it's still really hard for me to tell it. It was so much that went on and so much just like emotional, like trauma, I guess you could say, that, like I dealt with, that I'm just like, I get all over the place, so it's still hard for me to talk about without actually like shedding tears or, so sometimes when I think about that, because I don't talk about it, I don't bring it up, no one really knows really like about it, that I feel like when I do, it brings those tears. And it's like, okay, am I really completely healed from that? Yeah, I'm happy, I'm in a happy place, but am I still carrying those issues with me? And I guess I don't realize it until I talk about it. Yeah. So, yeah. So, but I didn't, obviously I wanted to just say that to you just because, like, even when it comes to like something that you don't talk to me about, I would say, like, we've had enough conversations, you know what I mean? I feel like with your past, it was brought to the, the light in our relationship because of Baxi, you know what I mean? So it was there. Mine was, I disconnected from that situation completely. So it was a little bit different. Like, that person wasn't able to come into my life, or I think we were just at that point that neither one of us reached out to either one, because we've done that so long, you know what I mean? So I feel like with you, it's like the reason why I didn't ask that question, and I knew you thought I was going to ask that, is just because I feel like we've talked about it. I may not know everything, or may not know like the ins and outs of it, but I do know a little bit of the background, I guess you could say, But
I honestly, I mean, I know you might not think it, but every time you do talk about it, I literally hear every word you say. So I feel like I know enough. Like, I don't feel like I even can probably take hearing everything you went through or how you felt. I think just even the little bit I know, or even from that video, says more than enough. You know what I mean? It's like, outside of that, what else could we... Now, obviously, the healing process is different. So, it's like, if somebody has been burned before, you don't play with matches around them. You know what I mean? So, if I know certain things trigger you, I think it's good for you to, enlighten me on those things, so I don't do something that triggers a past, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So, we can definitely still talk about it more if you feel like there's better ways for you to just say things about your past. Like, I know that what we have can't be shaken or altered by anyone or anything except God. So I firmly believe that you can express yourself however it may be, or if you just want to say, like, babe, I just got to get this off my chest, or this has been heavy for me, I'm willing to listen to that. Set any insecurities that might arise aside, and I don't want you to feel like you can't talk to me because I tell you, like, well, that might make me a little insecure. I'm only telling you that because I'm human, and I don't want you to, I'm secure. You know how I am when it comes to people approaching you, just always people trying to talk to you. Those type of things don't bother me. Honestly, your ex doesn't bother me. I just think it's like, when you know that something might potentially have a hold on, you know what I mean? I think it's kind of the same attitude, like, okay, once y'all done said what y'all need to say about Baxter, that's all that needs to be said. Like, ain't no kiki kaka. Like, we done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just that feeling of, again, like, I don't want any of that extra. You know what I mean? So I get it. And, you know, I'm always going to be your sounding board. I'm always going to be here to talk about it. And I know it's hard for you. So sometimes, you know, I'll just listen.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't say much about it either way because I really don't. I'm not gonna say I even have a lot to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't. I mean, I have my own things I went through, you know, as far as, you know, any relationship, there's always good and bad.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I don't feel like I need to talk about the good to you or, you know, certain different things.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, I just feel like if anything, I would never try to make you feel insecure when I'm talking. If I was to talk about him, it would just mainly be, it would most likely just be probably the bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like some people talk about the good sometimes because they feel like, oh, well, there was good. You know what I mean? Like,
and I think that's to be said.
They don't want you to think that, like, okay, well, this person did this, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, like.
Yeah. And I mean, I think if we're realistically talking, like, your relationship was years, stemmed from since you were a kid.
Yeah.
My relationship with my ex was for years to the point where I proposed. So it has history enough for us to understand without being said. We don't have to talk about the good times.
That's why I feel like, too, before, you know, it would bother me sometimes that when I came into this relationship, a lot of people would, you know, bring up your past or bring up, you know, like, as if you were the only one that, you know, as if you were hurt before or were protective. And I used to think to myself, like, she's not the only person with a past. Yeah. She's not the only person that was with someone for 10 plus years. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She's not the only person. So it's like, I didn't been there. So I'm not the person that want to come into this relationship and damage you anymore or mess anything up. But it still bothered me. Like, you know, that was like one of the things that, like, hey, y'all, I had a life too. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, but
I think, like, you didn't understand, like, how protective pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand if you don't know the, like, magnitude of, like, how broken I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think you're looking at it as, like, okay, I'm not with her to hurt her. I'm not with her to do anything, but I think everybody else around me, whether it be my family, cousins, my friends, they just wanted you to know they don't play about me. Like, they not about to play about me, so they, you know.
Yeah.
And I knew that used to bother you, though.
Yeah, it definitely used to bother me. Because it would just be like, you know, I mean.
Remember when my one cousin told Rodney, what'd he tell you?
He was like, you heard I'll kill you. He said he was so for real, too. He was so for real. It made me so mad. I'm like, don't play with me. Don't play with me. No, it made me so mad. It made me so mad. But it is what it is. So, you know, I just felt like, but I had to realize, like, it's not like you're around my people all the time. I was around your people and stuff like that. So nobody would make you, I guess that's probably the way I felt, like nobody would make you feel some type of way about me and my past because you're not around that situation. So I just had to realize, like, okay, I'm just around that. To me, it just like, you know, that past didn't bring, like, it just wasn't significant to me. It bothered me because I felt like everybody else made it something than what you made it. Right. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the one thing that bothered me. Because I never talked about it. Because you never talked about it, or, so I feel like that would be the thing for me. Like, okay, why are you guys making it a big deal? Why does this person know that don't need this? You know, like, it would just be like, and that's why I would be like, okay, what is she not telling me? You know what I mean? But I feel like we've had enough conversations. That person doesn't play any role in our lives today, like, at all. So it's just like, you know, it is what it is. So that's why I really just wasn't like, I'd rather, you know, if anything, it'd be more so you asking me about myself. Yeah. All right. Was that everything?
That was everything. That was 4 questions.
Dang, we gotta do 1 question apiece next time.
Right. I guarantee you this is a 40-minute video, which means y'all getting a part 1 and a part 2. What?
Yeah. We're some time.
We do, but I definitely appreciated this conversation today. Yeah. Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did.
Camera or not, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. It was really good, baby.
I love you.
I love you more.
All right, so we out of here. Creed want to be in the video. Pick your dog up.
You're my baby. It's my baby. Y'all don't understand. This is my son. This is my baby.
Anyway, he trying to get over here. The huge. Why your whiskers all the way up like that, bud?
He been eating on that stuff up there.
Oh, all right. Well, we out of here. So with that being said, it's your girl Brittney
And Dorrie.
and we are
Brittney
Brittney
and
and Dorrie. Peace. Whatchamacallit Wednesdays? What up Wednesdays? Wednesdays.
No.
No?
No.
Hey,
What's up
good.
Wednesdays? I like it.
You like it?
What's up Wednesdays?
All right. What's up Wednesdays? We out of here.
It smells good in the kitchen.
It does. Let's go eat.
Let's go eat.
Stop what you're doing, hit the subscribe button. And if you've been subscribed, then you've been riding with us. Ain't nobody gonna hold you down like I do.
Stay true to you like I do.
Spoil you like I do.
Adore you like I do.
Clean for you like I do.
Cook for you like I do.
Ride it down with you.
Ride it down with you. And that's why I said I do.
Us.